welcome everyone to this first and the foremost video of learning C++ through C++ Essentials. In this video, we're going to talk about the most basic thing about C++, which is getting started with C++. We're going to look at the overview, we're going to look at the right amount of information that you should be knowing before you move ahead, and what all things have been updated in C++. Okay, so this video covers all of that in the shortest time as much as possible. Without any further ado, let's get started. So the first thing that we're going to understand is what is C++ and what do we have in this content of the video. So let's start with the first one. What is C++? So it's a cross-platform language that can be used to create high-performance applications. Now, when I say cross-platform, it means you can deploy it in Android, you can deploy it in Windows, you can deploy it in Mac, you can deploy it anywhere because it's cross-platform. You can deploy it probably anywhere. Okay, developed by the name of the person, Bajan Store. So it's an extension to C language. So initially it was founded, initially the C language was founded, and this is an extension to that. So this is just an additional step which has been moved forward. So there has been like three major updates to this language, which was in 2011, 2014 and 2017. So right now what we are using is C++ 2017. Okay, so it's also known as C++ 17 as well. Okay, so that covers the basic idea of what is C++ and how do you go about it and how many versions updates has been taken place till now. Okay, that's there on this part. Now let's move on to why I use C++, because a lot of people might be thinking that Python is a good language and everything, which is they're just flashy names, but why would you still use C++ in 2021? Okay, that's a very common and a very prominent question. So firstly, it's a very common language. So C++ can be found in today's operating systems, GUIs, and embedded system as well. Even if you're working with Arduino, even if you're working with hardware systems, you can still use C++. We do really still use C++ in Arduinos as well. So it's a very common language which can be found anywhere around the hardware and in terms of software as well. So close to C# and Java. So C++ is very close to C# and Java. It makes it easier for programmers to switch to C++ or vice versa. So if you're doing C++ and you want to shift to C#, you can do that. If you're doing C++ and you want to move to Java, you can do that. If you're doing nothing, and if you're just started, you can obviously start with any language, even C# or Java, and you can move further. So it makes it very easy for anyone who is there in the industry to jump from one slide to the other. So that explains a lot of use in the industry. Now this is object oriented and portable. Now when I say object oriented, it means there are objects. That's why it's also known as OOPS language, which helps it to make it block based. So you have everything in a block in sections, so easier to handle, easier to debug, easier to figure out what is wrong. And portable can be used for developing applications that can be adapted in multiple platforms. So if you're making an app and you want to use a particular C++ library, you can use that on a phone library as well. That makes it universal and that makes it more acceptable to anything and everything that you play around with. So that's the reason why we use C++. Okay, now let's cover up the entire about us. The basic what you learned. This tutorial will teach you the basics of C++ and not just for any programming languages. In case you don't really have any prior languages or experience, that's absolutely fine. This series will cover everything and anything you feel like you should be knowing for C++ programming. And I hope you learn a lot of things with this. I'm going to keep it short so maximum information can be delivered in minimum time possible. I hope you like it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Till then, peace.